everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to another Maya Chantel VIPKid journey video. So in this video, we're going to be talking to you today about the mock class. What is the mock class, you might be asking? Don't worry about it. We are going to give you the full download in this video, and Maya is going to start us off.
All right, so after you check out our smart demo and demo videos and pass your first interview stage, you are going to be put in something that's called a certification stage. This is where you will do a mock class, which is essentially a 10-minute version of a VIPKid class, a typical VIPKid class, where you go through a lesson with somebody called a mock mentor, which is basically a VIPKid staff that pretends to be a child while you are teaching the class to them. This is typically 10 minutes. They'll cut you off at 10 minutes, and then you'll have 10 minutes of debriefing with the mock mentor. And after that, they will send you an email within 24 to 72 hours letting you know if you have advanced to be a certified VIPKid teacher.
So now we're going to talk about what they are looking for in the mock class. So number one, they want to see that you have all of the essential technology. So this includes a stable internet connection so that your class isn't lagging. They want to see that you have good bright lighting. They want you to use a headset, or you can even use headphones. For example, for me, I just use the headphones that I use with my iPhone. Anything is fine as long as there's a microphone on it. And finally, they, well, this is actually optional. I know that Maya uses a mouse because within the slides, you sometimes have to underline words or circle words. But for me, I just use my trackpad on my MacBook. So you just have to feel it out. Number two, they want to see that you have a lot of energy. So just make sure that you're smiling, you're friendly, and you're creating a really inviting and warm environment for your student. Number three, they want to see that you're wearing appropriate clothing. So don't be wearing any tank tops, don't show too much skin, and just overall look put together. Number four, VIPKid wants to see that you introduce an external reward system. So when you see the VIPKid slides, you'll see that there's a built-in slide where there's a reward system, but they want you to introduce your own. So for me, I have these little cupcakes that I bring out and I give to the student when he or she does a good job. So for example, good job, you get a cupcake. And I show them the cupcake, I pretend to eat it, they pretend to eat it, and it's just really cute. Next, they are looking for you to use at least 3 props. So for example, I have this doll here that I'll take out if, I don't know, I need to show them doll or something. If we're working on the word ball, I will bring this out and I'll point to it, ball, and I'll show them. And then another thing is this little car. Some of our lessons talk about driving in cars. So, you know, you drive it or whatever. I stole this from my cousin. He won't notice because that boy has too many toys anyways. And yeah, also within the 3 props, they want to see that you have a whiteboard. For me, I take this out when I'm helping the student with conjugating verbs. So for example, I play, you play, she plays, and I'll also just draw things on the student to help them understand what the lesson is about. Next, they want to see that you are using total physical response, TPR. Essentially, what that means is you are doing charades for the child. So if you're talking about the word running, I wouldn't just say, she runs. I would go, she runs.
She runs.
Good. So you'll notice that when I was speaking, I pointed to my mouth because I wanted to direct the student's attention to my mouth. And then when I wanted to solicit a response from my student, I cupped my ear, and the student will know that it is their time to speak. My phone's almost dying. 1 second, everyone. Okay, back to it. Make sure you do your best to keep the TPR consistent. So if you're doing this as running, keep doing that. Don't switch it to like this or anything like that. And next, they want to make sure that you are not using any incidental language. Incidental language is the filler words that you use in everyday talk. Let me give you an example, actually. So if we're talking about, if I want to introduce the word house to the student, if that's in the lesson plan, this is something that you should not do. Okay, so now we're going to learn about the word house. So let me just switch the slide really quickly. Okay, good. We have house. Okay, are you ready to repeat the word house? Okay, let's go. House. Exactly. Maya was super confused because I just rambled on about a whole bunch of nothing, and the student's vocabulary is not at that level yet. So just keep things very, very simple. So you'll just switch to the next slide and you'll go house.
House.
Exactly. There's no need to explain what you're doing. Just teach the lesson. Finally, the mock class mentor wants to see that you and the student are speaking the same level. So the student is speaking 50% of the time, and then you are speaking 50% of the time. Do your best not to dominate the conversation.
Okay, now we're going to go through something called IPAED. This is VIPKid's teaching method. So what this stands for are basically the different sections that your lesson will go through during the mock class and during any lesson you'll do with VIPKid. The first letter, I, stands for introduce. So this is part of VIPKid's I do section of the lesson. This means that you are the one that is primarily taking the reins of the lesson. So for example, if I am introducing the word ball, I would introduce the word 2 times. So it would go something like this. Ball.
Ball.
And then I would grab a ball. I don't have one next to me, so we'll just pretend this is a ball. And I would say ball.
Ball.
Very good. So that is the I part of the lesson. Next, you're going to go to the P, which is practice. So this is the we do section of VIPKid, or what they call the we do section, which basically means that the student and you are working together, and you're kind of letting go of the reins a little bit so that the student can be more comfortable and practice with the vocabulary. It stands for practice. I don't know if I said that. So anyway, so a slide like this would include some kind of drag and drop activity, which basically means the student needs to drag and drop a word into a fill in the blank or something that allows for a little bit more practice. This will make more sense once we go through the mock class run through. This is just to give you an idea. Next section is the you do section. So that's basically when you let the student free, not really, but when they're applying what they've learned. So this is the application stage, and they're taking most of the reins on what they've learned. So for example, this would include something like a question to the student with maybe a picture on the slide. So if we're still going with the example of ball, it would go something like, who plays with a ball?
They play with a ball.
Very good. So it's more independent and the student has more agency. Now we're gonna go to the extension piece, the E. This is where you're gonna ask the student questions about what they see on the screen. So for example, it's at the end of the lesson, so it'll probably be some kind of picture that's related to the lesson with some different colors or something, and you can ask them follow-up questions to what you've already learned. So if we're still going with the example of ball, you would say something like, do you like to play with a ball? What do you like to play? Or things like that, depending on the student's ability. The D stands for demonstrate. Now, demonstrate won't come up in most of your lessons. It certainly won't come up for the mock lessons, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's when a student has a project they want to present to you at the end of one of their assessments. So they'll present to you a project that kind of encompasses everything that they've learned throughout the unit. And that is where they demonstrate their knowledge to you.
Another very important thing that they will be looking for throughout the lesson is positive correction. So when the student doesn't say something correctly or they get something wrong, don't say anything like, okay, nope, that was not good. Let's try it again. Don't do any of that. Make sure you're correcting them in a positive, uplifting manner so that they will continue wanting to learn English with you. And so let's go through this using just different things that the mock class mentor will intentionally do to kind of trick you. So one of the things they will do is they will intentionally mispronounce words. So just listen very carefully to what the mock class mentor is saying, and if a word is mispronounced, make sure you correct them. So just repeat the word summer, and then the student will say the right word, hopefully. Oh, what happened to Maya's camera? Okay.
Sorry, my phone died.
Okay. Next, the mock class mentor will intentionally miss a word. So for example, they play with a ball.
They play with ball.
They play with a ball.
They play with a ball.
Very good. Good job. High five. So when they do it right, make sure you're applauding them, you're celebrating with them. And you'll also notice that when I repeated the sentence, I emphasized the word so that the student understood that that was the word that they were missing. Another thing the mock class mentor might do is they will pretend to not understand how to follow an instruction that is on the slide. So for many of the slides, it will say, ask the student to circle a word or to underline a word. The mock class mentor may pretend they don't know how to do it, and they want to see that you'll do the circling on the slide or you'll model it and say, circle the word. And then after that, the mock class mentor will do the action that they're supposed to be doing. Finally, sometimes the mock class mentor will answer with one word when you ask them a question. For example, what is your name?
Maya.
My name is Maya.
My name is Maya.
Good job. Hello, Maya. And you just are really happy every single time they do something good. You give them a reward, and that's how it goes.
All right, everyone, so that's everything for today. We know that the mock class can seem scary, but don't worry, it's not. And if you don't pass the first time, that's totally okay. It's actually totally normal. Most people don't actually pass the first time. They get a couple of tries, and you're not booted out of the process if you don't pass the first time or even the second or the third. This is essentially your training for VIPKid, since they don't have an official training, and since once you teach classes, you're a teacher, they don't really have any quality checks. So this is their training for you. So if you have to do it again, just take it as an opportunity to learn and become a better teacher.
And if you are feeling a teeny bit stressed out, first of all, that's normal. But second of all, that's okay, because Maya and I was going to make a little grammar mistake there, but Maya and I, we've got you. We are super happy to be your VIPKid mentors or supporters or whatever you want to call us. All you have to do is input our referral code, which will be in the description box below, as well as somewhere on this video. Just input that at the beginning of the application stage, because once you pass the demo, you can no longer input a referral code. Way before you could do this, but VIPKid kind of switched up their system. And so if you want to include us as your mentors, you do have to input this code right at the beginning when you're filling out your basic info. And so by inputting our referral code, that means that Maya and I could be your mentors. So we can set up a Zoom call, a Skype call, whatever with you to practice your mock class. And yeah, am I missing anything, Maya? I guess, you know what, also too, you have full access to us in the sense that you can ask us all the questions you need to ask us. If you're unsure about this or unsure about that, just ask us and we will provide you with whatever response you need in that moment. So if you follow us on Instagram, we'll also be posting a lot of content on there. You can find us at Maya Shanti Teach. Of course, subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be coming back with more VIPKid videos. We're going to make sure that you know everything that you need to know about the VIPKid experience. Like our video, of course, if you thought this was helpful. And when you do input our referral code, you have to email us, because we don't get access to your contact information. So make sure that you email us at mcvipkidjourney@gmail.com. And we'll be waiting for you with open arms, and we'll be excited to just help you out throughout this whole process. So we hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.